And it's important to say that this is the unprecedented. No other Israeli organization has taken this step, despite mounting use of this word and accusations of this crime against the current government. So let me ask you, Yuli Nowak, first, because B'Tselem has been a leading human rights organization for decades in your country. Since you actually issued this report, what has the response been inside Israel and amongst the Jewish population worldwide?
So thank you, Christian. I'll just say that in our report, what we try to explain there is exactly the how of what we just heard with your previous guest. So how did we get to where we are? How does this Israeli system works? And what we try to write about and to investigate and to analyze is the policy behind it. And that goes also to your question about how Israelis and Israeli society react to it, because this is part and parcel of the fact that genocide is being committed now by this regime. No genocide in history happened without the support, either by taking part or supporting it from afar, or just turning a blind eye of the people, of the group of the perpetrators. And unfortunately, and it is heartbreaking for me as an Israeli, this is exactly what takes place now in Israel. You asked about the reaction to our reports. I would say that 99% of Israelis didn't hear about our report, because part of what the Israeli media is doing is completely deny Israeli public from knowing what's going on, first of all. And then there is the overall sentiment and something that became almost normal, the incitement for genocide. So I think, again, it is devastating as an Israeli, but it's a really good example for how disconnected a people that conduct genocide can be from what they actually do.
Before I get into the details of your allegations in this long report, 79 pages, I want to also ask Guy Shalev from Physicians for Human Rights, the Israeli chapter. Israel is a nation that was born out of genocide, out of the Holocaust. This is an unprecedented internal Israeli accusation against the government of committing similar crimes now in Gaza. Again, what led you at this time to decide that it was right to use this word, this legal term, in terms of what's going on right now? What was the criteria for you?
Right. So first of all, as Yuli said, we are doing it with a heavy heart because of our history, my personal family history, and my people's history. It's not an easy moment to accuse my own society, my own communities in committing genocide. And for us, we are sticking to the international law, the definition, according to the Genocide Convention that Israel signed on. And we're looking at the cumulative information that we are gathering from the ground for almost 2 years. We've been working every day in emergency mode for the past almost 2 years to collect the data, to speak with our colleagues in the Gazan healthcare system. And we're looking at the attack, the systematic attack on Gaza's healthcare system and all life-sustaining systems. And when we look at that together, attack after attack, hospital after hospital, blocking of water, blocking of food, destruction of infrastructure that's just needed for people to survive, that's when we get to the conclusion that a genocide is being committed, unfortunately.
So your organization focuses a lot on the medical and the doctors and the hospitals that we have seen and we've reported. And so I understand yours is using that set of information. So you talk about the UN Convention, and indeed the crime of genocide was defined in 1948 by the United Nations as, quote, the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial or religious group as such. And Yuli, based on B'Tselem's examination, you reached the, quote, unequivocal conclusion that Israel is taking coordinated, deliberate action to destroy Palestinian society in the Gaza Strip. So, as you know, as well as I do, that the issue would be intent. Obviously, Israel denies any intent to do that, and clearly consistently denies that it is targeting deliberately civilians and that it is going after Hamas. So you must have built a case around intent, not just what you're observing. So is that correct? Am I correct?
I'll start. I'll say that you just read the legal definition, which is important. But first of all, let's all remember that genocide happened way before 1948. I mean, the legal definition didn't create the phenomena, the social and political phenomena of attacking another group in order to destroy it. And when we're doing this legal analysis, which is super important because perpetrators should be brought to justice, that's not what help people on the ground today. And this cannot be only a theoretical discussion. So let's talk about intent as we see it, as people who have eyes and ears and mind to think. When the top leadership of Israel stands in the first days of this attack, and I'm talking about the Prime Minister, the Minister of Defense, even the President himself, and telling us what's the goal of this attack. They're telling us destroy Amalek. That means destroy everybody. They are telling us we are fighting human animals and will treat them as such. And I quote, they say it's an entire nation there that is responsible for the crimes of Hamas on October 7th. So when you hear that, and then you look on the results and the outcomes, which we just heard about, and you listen to the commanders and the soldiers on the ground, and take all this into account, together with the fact that even if they didn't know it before, which I have a really hard time to believe, once they saw the outcome of their statements, they for sure understand what it means to send a whole army to attack civilians in another area and instructing them to destroy this whole population, telling them that there are no civilian people there. And that exactly comes back to the intention of genocide. Because again, genocide is about attacking people who are being attacked only because they are part of a group, not because what they did personally, not because what they think or who they are. And the second thing, that they have no way to protect themselves. So I'll just say, Israel talking about a war with Hamas, but what we are talking about here is genocide. It's a war that Israel started and attacking the entire population of the Gaza Strip. And that was very clear from their statements from the first day and until today.